The next step is for the sheriff's department to find them. And as you can see, there's no one here. This is the house where the dogs were found. Todd, this contract says they're supposed to pay more than $24,000 by the first of the month in rent, and that hasn't happened yet. As you can see, there's no one here yet, but in a few hours, anyone who needs a warm place to sleep can come and stay on these cots. Every person that comes here will get a warm winter hat, some gloves, and these blessing bags filled with toiletries and snacks. Graves County Sheriff's deputies and KSP troopers responded to a 911 call about an attempted robbery and shooting at this home right here. They say a female knocked on the door asking to use the homeowner's phone. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet suggests keeping an emergency supply kit with you in your car. I have mine here with me, and in this kit you should include your ice scraper, some water. There's so much to do here. As you can see, they're setting up for a concert for later on today. Lots of chairs for a big turnout. And if you walk with me, you can see there's vendors selling funnel cakes, corn dogs, rides. It's as simple as buying a toy and dropping it right here at your local Regions Bank. Community service organizations will distribute the toys so that the child can open them on Christmas morning. These are the drugs that were seized Sunday night. Sheriff Hayden says that the demand for the drugs is what's causing the increase. If you don't respond to the Census Bureau goes knocking door to door to make sure they get your response. Another safety measure the school implemented are these safety cards for staff. To get in, all they have to do is put the key on the sensor, and that's how they get into the school. 7-year-old Addison was crossing this street by herself to get to her mom's job. To get there, she would have had to cross 4 lanes of traffic. Another way to prevent whooping cough is to make sure that if you have a cough, that you're coughing into your elbows and washing your hands to prevent the spread of germs. Local attorney Audrey Lee says she knew the protests were going on, and she checked with the State Department to look at advisories, and they said it was safe to travel to Hong Kong. The stop arm camera is able to capture the bottom of the stop arm and the time the vehicle passes it. Burpees are a full body workout. You start by standing up, putting your hands on the ground. You hop your feet back, lower down, hop feet back up, and then you jump up with your hands over your head. Ina Bolin is relieved she has water in her home.
If you don't have water, you can't do anything.
For years, she's been living without consistent running water. Some days she can't cook or even wash her hair. Bolin says she keeps gallons of milk jugs filled with water because she never knows when she'll lose it.
Get up in the morning, can't even wash your hands. You know, that's bad, but we had enough in the milk jugs to wash our hands and to wash our face.
But the mayor of Benton says that there is a solution they're working on to help the more than 300 people affected by the water issues. Mayor Rita Dotson says the 7.2 miles of water line is more than 60 years old and needs to be repaired. She says the lines run through creeks and break with heavy rain. Dotson says the city council approved the plan to use a grant and loan from the USDA to fix the lines. Estimated repair cost, $3 million. She says they're 75% done with the process, and once complete, will get new lines within a year.
When they continuously wake up without water, that's an issue. It's a problem. They can't take a shower, they can't drink water, they can't give their babies a bath, whatever, and I understand totally, and I would be so frustrated if I were them.
Bolin says she hopes the city is making repairs a priority. In Marshall County, Abisola Adeyemo, WPSD Local 6.
Because
Greg Hayden Vachard has lived in this neighborhood all his life. He says it's a safe, peaceful area and a good place to raise kids.
a lot of people know each other, have lived here for most of their lives. They've raised their kids here, and it's just north of Murray, so it's pretty quiet, and no, nothing really happens around here.
So that's why Hayden Vachard says he was shocked to find out that an officer-involved shooting happened right here, less than a quarter mile away from his house.
I leave my car unlocked, I leave my house unlocked, except for when I go to bed. It's pretty quiet, everybody knows everyone. So it was pretty scary to think that, you know, something that tragic could happen just literally across, the field from me.
Kentucky State Police say a Callaway County Sheriff's deputy and a Murray police officer responded to a suspicious person in this area at 1:30 in the afternoon Saturday. KSP said an altercation happened and John Hale was shot and killed. No officers were injured. This is what the scene looked like just hours after that call about a suspicious person.
We had the state police in here going door to door asking if anyone had saw anybody suspicious, running through the neighborhood, anyone out of place, if we had heard anything.
Callaway County's sheriff deputies tell us they cleared the scene today, but the investigation continues with Kentucky State Police. Hayden Vachard's neighborhood is back to normal, but he says this incident will make him more cautious. In Callaway County, Kentucky, Abisola Adeyemo, WPSD Local 6. Williams is a husband, stepfather, and grandfather. He voted for the first time last year after having a felony record for 20 years. It took 8 months to get his voting rights restored after filing a form at the McCracken County Probation and Parole Office. With the executive order Bashir plans to sign tomorrow, more than 100,000 people like Williams will get the chance to vote.
People that have the felonies, we live here just like everybody else does. We pay the taxes, we go to work every day, and it feels good to have a say-so in who's elected.
Commonwealth Attorney Dan Bowes says not all nonviolent felons will take advantage of their voting rights, but for those who do, it'll bring more people to the polls and be a step in the right direction. Bowes says he deals with nonviolent felony cases regularly, from drugs, theft, and missed child support payments. He says this can help keep these people out of trouble.
People who are allowed to participate in their government will actually care about their government and try and make it better. So I think it will be a positive impact both on the government and our democracy and the people who are participating in it.
Williams is glad the voting rights restoration process will be easier.
In a way, it boosts your self-esteem, because for so long you're considered an outsider and you don't have any rights, but the people that have paid their debts to society, should be able to have the same amenities that everyone else has.
In McCracken County, Abisola Adeyemo, WPSD Local 6.